Top of the morning, creator. It's day 20. That's right. 20 days we've been playing together, creating together, finding out new things about ourselves, discovering, observing. Pretty amazing, isn't it? When you turn your life and how you live it into a science experiment. Isn't it interesting to note that you can always change? That you're not embedded in this formulaic way of living? Not if you choose not to be, anyway. That your way of seeing the world can change daily. And it does, actually, if you allow it to. The way in which you walk in the world, the way in which you choose to live your life, a life of meaning, perhaps? Or how about living your life on purpose? I've always loved that notion. Intentionally living the best life that I can. And why wouldn't I strive for that? Why wouldn't we all strive for that? I believe it is our nature. And I believe it is one of the reasons why so many of us are so unhappy and unfulfilled. Because we're not taught to strive, are we? Not into our adulthood. Not at all. We're just taught the fundamentals and then get out there and get a job. It's as though we're being set up to be worker bees for somebody else's plan. Isn't it? Are there schools that teach you how to be an entrepreneur, that it's actually in your DNA to be unique, to be clever, to come up with things? No. Not until we found this school known as understanding the laws of the universe and using them to your advantage. This school, your unique school, I mean, it's really up to you. You have to be the one to strive. You have to be the one to allow yourself to reach beyond your ken. You have to be willing to not be like everybody else. You have to be willing to lose friends, but then you're going to gain so much more. You have to be courageous, don't you? To live a life on purpose, with purpose. To live an examined life, because that's what we've been doing with each other for these past 19 days. You've been examining how you walk in the world, how you respond to what's going on around you, whether it be current events or what's going on in your family or your job. It's all about how we respond. That's really, if you boil it all down, are you reacting or creating? We're back to that again. It always comes back to the same thing. Abraham always has the same answer for everything, right? I guess I do too now, because I realize that it is boiled down to the fundamentals. And that's why I was so excited to teach this course, is to show you how, if you utilize these tools to your advantage, your life can be a life of such incredible meaning. But you have to clear out the clutter, don't you? Did you think for one moment, creator, that your life would be so different if you didn't ingest the news? Did you have any idea how all that vitriol and negativity affects you. I didn't until I stopped participating. I had no idea. And you see, the thing is, people want to get fixed quick solution, right? They don't really want to work. And that's why those advertisements that say, oh, here you go. All you have to do, I figured it out, Well, guess what? You do have to work at what you want. And why is that bad? There's nothing more fulfilling, is there, than working towards something and then achieving it? It's amazing. I know from when I used to run, and you get that extra mile under your belt and it's just, oh my God, it's so exhilarating. Or for me now on my yoga mat. I mean, yesterday, I streamed these yoga classes that I just love out of Santa Monica. And I was on the deck and my daughter said to me, my God, that must have been a great class. I heard you out there. I mean, I was just having so much fun being put into these incredible poses and moving through these asanas. And it was, oh my God, it was so thrilling to push myself and to feel the results of that, to feel the endorphins moving through my body. And I mean, we're meant to push ourselves. We're not here to just sit around and get fat and lazy and bitch and complain, which of course is always an option. Right? You always have that option. But wouldn't the ultimate goal here in a life well lived, in a meaningful life, in a quality, high caliber, top notch 5-star life, isn't the ultimate goal when your avocation and your vocation become one and the same? How about that? So, okay, your vocation is your job, that thing that you do that pays you money. And perhaps right now you're doing something that pays you money that you adore. Great. And perhaps you're doing something that you don't really adore, but you're doing it because it pays the bills and it's not that bad, but it's not that great. That's great too, because it's actually serving a purpose. And then there's your avocation. That land, that sea of things that you do that feel really good when you do them. Maybe it's a hobby, something that you're engaged in purely for the pleasure of it. And what you will find when you clear out the clutter, when you stop reacting, is that those two things that seemingly right now have a wide swath in between them, they start coming closer and closer together. As new ideas filter in, new inspired thoughts and passions bubble to the surface. As you become an adept at using the laws of the universe to your advantage. I live on the Pacific Ocean. And that's what I look at actually as I'm sitting here chatting with you guys every day. And one of my favorite birds is the pelican. What an amazing creature. And I never understood it until I could see them every day off my deck. And if keeping with the thought of utilizing the laws of the universe to your advantage, the pelican, although it has an incredibly wide wingspan, and when it does flap its wings, it jets forward, rarely flaps its wings. It is a genius at utilizing a technique whereby they fly only inches above the water, above the waves, wings outstretched. And what they're doing is they're compressing the airflow between their bodies and wings and the water into a higher density. And the result is it exerts a stronger upward force on the bird, which allows it to fly without flapping its wings. And they all go in a line. when they're that low to the water. And they move in an undulation with the waves. It's something to see. Never flapping. For the longest time, you can't even believe it. I time them. I mean, I watch them and say, oh my God, how can you fly that far without flapping your wings? Because they have utilized physics to their advantage. And that's what we're doing. We're utilizing the laws of the universe to our advantage. It's the same thing. We don't want to be flapping our wings if we don't have to. We want to be gliding and flowing and moving on top of the water. No matter when the wave comes, I just pop up a little. I allow it to come under me. That's the contrast, right? And I just keep gliding along. Smooth flying. It's known as ground effect. Funny because they never touch the ground. And funny because if we're doing this right, it feels like we're not touching the ground either. As though we've discovered this incredible key or keys to the kingdom of knowing. So what my hope and desire for all of you is that you discover how to utilize the ground effect to your advantage, right? To have the wind beneath your wings so smooth, so consistent, by you focusing on what works and leaving what doesn't, by you gliding effortlessly above or through your contrast, barely flapping a wing, noting that every no is a yes on some other plane. Every no means there's something better for you waiting. There is consistency in the laws of the universe, and there can be a delicious, positive, upward consistency in your life. All you have to do is the work. And whatever work that turns out to be for you, I know what my work is, and that's what I share with you. Perhaps yours is different. I've had feedback from some of you. You like to meditate at night rather than the morning. Okay. There isn't one way. There's as many ways as there are people. How about that? So you're going to create your own way. I'm just giving you the template that works for me. Place to start. And then you'll decide what your ground effect is, what works best for you, how you can stay buoyed, flying forward towards the next meaningful event and the next meaningful event in your life. Okay. How about a meditation? Put everything aside that you don't need. And we're going to go below ground. We're going to go into the below ground effect. Closing your eyes. 3 big, deep inhales and exhales. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling fervently through the mouth. And as you exhale, releasing and relaxing everything. Giving way to gravity. Giving way to what's ever holding you up. Allowing yourself to be held so that you can release into it. What a lovely place that is. Place of trust. Without a care in the world. Relaxing the skin on your forehead. the skin around your eyes, allowing your eyes to fall deep in their sockets. They too are relaxed and being held and cared for. Your wonderful eyes. What they do for you, what they give you. They too need a rest. Let the skin on your cheeks relax. Your tongue sits at the base of your mouth, resting, relaxing. Your ears hang heavy. Your throat relaxes. Your neck, your shoulders fall away from your ears. Your arms hang heavy off your torso and rest in your lap. Your wrists and hands and fingers released and relaxed. Your chest relaxed and moving with the breath, undulating like the waves, up and down without any effort. Your stomach relaxed. Your pelvis and hips heavy, released into your seat. Your thighs, lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Relaxed, released. Now to your breathing. 3 beats in and 5 beats out. Always coming back to the breath. It's the vehicle that keeps us focused in this unfocused state. You see, when we allow ourselves to just float, sometimes thoughts come in. Not inspired thoughts, just thoughts, random stuff that we probably process a lot during the day. They come flying in. And so you go back to your breath. That takes you back to one, to your starting point. And you can have as many starting points as you need. That's the beauty of this practice. There isn't a right or a wrong or a certain number. It's the quality that you're striving for, Creator, the quality of this time between you and you. So if you have to come back to your breath, no matter how many times during a meditation, you just do it. There is so much power in moments of conscious creation, in those moments where you successfully focus on your breathing and there's nothing else there. That exponentially colors your life, those moments. It doesn't seem possible, but it is. There is so much value in being present in your now moment. It can't be quantified, but it can be qualified. You can feel it, can't you, in those moments where you release all thought, all concerns, all judgments, and you go back to that perfection, which is you, the observer. And as you sink deeper into your sea of tranquility, just notice how it feels to be here. What's the first sensation that greets you when you arrive? Is it color? Is it a feeling? Just noticing how it feels to be home, how it feels to be relaxed, honoring that you can allow your body to release and relax while you have this adventure known as meditation. How can something that seemingly looks so mundane from the outside produce such an incredible array of feelings and just joy and release and ease and knowing and trust? What a reminder of who we truly are. That's why I dip in here daily. I dip in here to be reminded, to blend seamlessly with my inner being, with the highest qualities that this life can offer, of ease. Because a creator in ease is the highest form of creator. We don't have to reach for anything or strive for anything. All we have to do is allow. It's the exact opposite of what you've ever been taught. Literally, by being passive and allowing, you are at your highest point of creation. Because you're allowing in all that you have created. When you're constantly running this way and that, it can't find its way to you. And you've done it. It's yours. Imagine all the gifts sitting there all packed up in beautiful wrappings and waiting for you to allow them in, while you just keep running around filling your cart like a mad woman or a madman. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need it. No, you don't. You've already got it. That's why you feel you need it, is because you don't realize that you already have it. And all you have to do is slow down. Slow down. And allow. And be open. And receive. and observe. Oh, what a delicious life this is it not? All right, take a moment here and I will cease speaking and I'll come pick you up and take you back up into reality. All right, Creator. Time to take this place and bring it with you. This feeling, perhaps grabbing a little something and putting in your pocket to remember as you go through the day. A feather or a crystal or a color or a vibration. Something that will remind you of who you are and the sea that exists beneath everything that flows. Start to breathe deeper, more air into your lungs. As we come back into our bodies, our beautiful, amazing bodies, filling it with life force energy, wiggling your fingers and your toes, perhaps stretching your arms up over your head and your legs out in front of you. With your eyes still closed, let them sink deep into the sockets before you open them. Or if you've opened them, close them again for a moment. And then as you slowly open, utilizing all the area where your eye can see, peripherally forward, allowing everything that's in your purview to just be. And now in this space, this amazing space, that's a beautiful blending of you and you. When you journal today, how about thinking of being the pelican? Take this forward into your entire day. How can you utilize the laws of the universe to your advantage in all situations? How can you flap your wings less and glide more? How can you allow yourself to float above, to be more of an observer? Talk about that. Design your day. Today, if I see something happening, a contretemps, I'll just glide above it. I don't need to get involved. I don't need to have an opinion. Amazing, right? You don't need to have an opinion. I don't think anyone ever told me that. Be the pelican today, Creator. Spread your glorious wings and glide through your day. And if you don't want to be close to the waves, you can always go up into the thermals and fly there. It's entirely up to you. All right, Creator. Have a glorious day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.